September was such an interesting reading month for me, and I think you'll see why. I read 10 books this month, starting with Kristen Hanna's Distant Shores. This was published in the early 2000s, so it's one of her older works. I would say if you enjoy Kristen Hanna, maybe try it, but it definitely won't be one of my favorites by her. I think I gave this 3 stars. Next, I read this collection of poetry called The Girl and the Goddess by Nikita Gill, and I highly recommend this, especially if you enjoy poetry. There were so many important topics discussed around this. I was genuinely so impressed by her ability to narrate like a full-on story within each poem too. Everything goes together. There's so many illustrations included in this as well. I found the whole thing beautiful. I read the 3rd book in the Her Soul to Take or Her Souls trilogy by Harley LaRue. It's called Soul of a Witch, and I think this was my least favorite out of the entire trilogy, to be completely honest. I think I just was expecting more because I loved Her Soul to Take so much, and the second one was like even better, so I thought this would be the best, and honestly I think it was my least favorite out of the 3. I've been wanting to read Body Grammar for a couple of years now. I'm so glad I finally got my hands on this. This is a beautiful, beautiful story about a young coming of age girl that goes through something slightly traumatic the summer after high school, going into college, and then she decides to pursue modeling. She travels the world. She's dealing with identity and friendship, grief, family, everything in between. I thought the writing was beautiful. It was a little bit slow at times, but overall I really enjoyed this. It also has such a great queer identification in here, so if you're looking for more books to read with queer main characters, I highly recommend Body Grammar. I read Seduction Theory next by Emily Adrian. I really expected to like this more than I did. It just fell completely flat for me, and I'm so curious how other people felt if you've also read this. It's relatively new, and it follows a married couple who are both professors at this college. It's told in a very unique style, which makes it difficult in a way to trust the narrative. I don't think I'd recommend this one. However, the next one I cannot recommend enough. I rated this 5 stars, obviously. Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale. Oh my gosh, if you are scared to read this, if you haven't read this yet, if you've been putting this off, this is your sign to read this, because this was the best read, not only of the month, but one of the best reads this year and of all time. It is like required reading in my mind. Highly, highly recommend. I'm so glad I finally read this. I also started watching the TV show, so that was a big reason why I wanted to read the book, and then I also have a full review up on my account as well. I read If You Come Softly. This was written in the late 90s, and it was such a beautiful, I want to say love story, but it was so much more than that. It's by Jacqueline Woodson, and I highly recommend this if you're looking for more books to read. This is very, very short, so it only took me about a day to read this, but I think the message is overall so important. Memoir that I read for the month was The House of My Mother by Sherry Frankie. Oh my gosh, you know a memoir is good when I rate it 5 stars, because I don't typically rate memoirs. I couldn't put this down. So crazy what her and her family went through. Please read this if you haven't yet. I ended up reading 2 arcs for the month. The first one is Maggie Smith's latest collection of poetry called A Suit or a Suitcase. This comes out, I believe, in March. I got an early copy. I love poetry. I also read Catch Your Death, which is a thriller that came out in September. This was good until it wasn't. See what I mean by September reading was definitely interesting. Let me know your thoughts on these.